Hi guys, so it is Nish. Welcome back to my video. And today we are at WCPU for a nice little interview. And we have Colin right here. And we're gonna get things started.
And today we're talking about the experience of young and teen mothers in Peoria County. So I think we should just kind of start broadly with establishing how old were you when you had your first child, and what was sort of your experience here at the time?
I got pregnant at 15 and I had him at 16. The experience was unexpected. I did not know exactly how to be a mother because I was so busy trying to be a teenager, but soon that had changed, so I had to grow up a little sooner than most.
Yeah. So there are lots of things associated with parenthood you kind of touched on there. What were some of those things that you felt like you weren't quite knowledgeable about yet at that time that you kind of had to learn?
I had to learn that it takes a village. Sometimes, as being a teen mom, it's so hard to identify who is right and wrong for your children, and especially with some teen moms, they grow up in trauma. Like I grew up in trauma, so trying to break that generational curse of things, like that's the hardest part because your family is your family, and some people say you have to accept your family for who they are, but sometimes it's just not good for the child in its environment.
Mm-hmm. And of course, since we're speaking on what can be sort of a sensitive topic here, if I ask a question at any point that you don't feel like answering, just let me know and we'll move to the next one.
I'm here to cry if I need to.
Did you have family support around when you went through this?
The most support that I had, my mom was there, but she wasn't as present. But as far as my child's father's mother, she's amazing. Like, she's been there from the start. When I was pregnant, she would buy me new clothes, and she would just spoil my baby to this day. So I don't know what I would do without that woman.
So you really kind of have to rely on found family in some cases when you're a teen mother.
Yes.
And what sort of resources, if any, were available to you, like through nonprofits and, the city? Were there any of those sorts of resources that you took advantage of to kind of help support the child?
Yes. So about 6 or 7 years ago, I was on the verge of graduating high school, but I wasn't sure if I was going to graduate on time. But I ended up graduating on time, and I met this lady named Suen, and she just kept telling me, like, oh my God, I love kids, like I want to start a group and all of this. And that's when Young Lives came about, and we just joined, and a whole bunch of us teen moms in Peoria, we just came together and came as one, as sisterhood.
For people who aren't familiar with Young Lives, tell me a little bit about it. What is the group and what do they do?
I would love to tell you that. So Young Lives is a Christian base. We come together every first and fourth Monday, and basically we get together, we eat, we talk about things, we cry together, we laugh together, and most of all, we read the word and write in our books the things that we want to accomplish and the things that we don't want to happen and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And meeting with these other young people going through sort of similar experiences, what are some of the things that you hear, sort of again and again? What are the challenges that are coming up for a lot of our young parents in this area?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, I think for myself, it's the environment. It's more so of trying to, Peoria is a hard place to live in. Like, especially it depends on which part of Peoria that you live in, and like sometimes you feel like you're just trapped and you're feeling stagnant. So The best advice that I could get, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's okay.
What's the question again?
The question was like, through over the years as a part of this group, hearing from people who have gone through similar situations, what are the things that most often sort of pop up, the things that people struggle with all throughout?
Oh, more so like living,
Mhm.
like how where to go, because like you're a teenager at that age, like you can't get an apartment until you're like 18. So like it's so hard to try to find a place to stay, a place to be comfortable and peaceful at, and not be told that you're acting grown or you're not doing enough or something like that. Like having your own space, your own environment, that's the most hardest thing as a teen mom.
Mhm. So when you hear about a program like the Zoe House, which is part of what we're talking about today, through Dream Center, which provides, sort of a place for a teen mom to learn and have some stable housing for a few months. I mean, do you think that's addressing a need in the county that's sort of not filled right now, that there's not something similar to that out there for teen moms?
I don't think that there's no one else out there doing it the way they are. And they're amazing. And I think that this is an amazing idea, because, like I said, when I was young, I didn't have all those resources. Like, the only resources I had was for daycare, and that was it. So, and I had to figure things out from there. And the fact that they're giving them a home, a, a rested home that they feel safe in. And then not only that, it's other girls in there that is going through the same experiences as them, so they all could help each other out on top of them helping them out. So it's like it's a whole little go around. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
You kind of mentioned a place where you can feel safe, and I imagine as a teenager, sometimes, especially if you grew up with people in positions of authority that may have failed you or trauma at some point, you may be, sort of suspicious of a group coming in and saying, "Hey, just stay here for a few months." I mean, what would it take to feel comfortable entering a program like this? I guess how should they be approaching these young mothers?
Um, for me, at first, when Sue came up to me and was like approaching me about everything, I was kind of scared because one, I didn't know this lady, and two, I don't know where she come from. I don't even know if what our fear is you're gonna come in and try to see things to try to take my baby. So that's where the territorial places come from. But I feel like hearing my story and hearing other women's story and how impactful like they made like young lives made our lives, I think it'll make a little more ease to understand that like, okay, this is a safe place. I can be peaceful. I can make generational curses and things. Like I can do this. I can do it all.
As someone who has kind of gone through this experience and sort of stabilized, what is your? I know it's always tough to give advice. What is your advice to young women in Peoria County going through a similar situation right now?
Stay determined and stay consistent. Consistency is always the key. I understand that things are going to be hard. It's going to get hard, but life is always hard. And it's okay that sometimes you feel like things are not going right, because having that feeling of uncomfortableness is a light that God is shining on you, that things need to be moved around and he's helping you out and you're going to make change out of that. So feeling uncomfortable is not a bad thing. Feeling uncomfortable is a very much so good thing, because once you feel uncomfortable in a place, you automatically start moving around and you start getting into new things that you didn't even think that you were able to do.
Mm-hmm. You've mentioned your faith a couple of times, and as you might know, Dream Center Peoria is faith-based. We don't know exactly how or not involved the faith aspect will be in Zoe House yet. We don't know what their curriculum is, but I guess I wanted to ask you, Did you consider yourself religious when you were 15, or is your faith kind of something you came to throughout this experience and that helped strengthen you through it?
I have faith all my life. Like, I sometimes I feel like God has chosen me, because when I was even like a young girl, I would pray about things, and then it would happen. But at the time, I wasn't like, oh my God, like it happened. God is real. But it didn't like hit me until I was pregnant, and I needed that guidance. I needed that direction because nobody else knows your direction other than God. So that's where that faith come from, because as long as I know that God is on my hands, God got me, that's all that matters. Because sometimes family, they don't have you the way that they need to. And sometimes you're going to go through some situations really bad and you're going to feel so hurt. But as soon as you pray, put on some worship music, and you'll feel so much better. So much better.
Obviously, everyone's situation is different. Was the son's father in the picture at all during this time?
My son's dad, he was there for the first part of my pregnancy, but now it's more so I take care of him financially.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the genuinely time that he needs to spend with him, he's not doing so. So to me, it's a no. But to everyone else, they'll be like, okay, at least he's doing something. But the time is what really matters the most, I meant. But time is everything.
Mm-hmm. How old is your son now?
He is 10. He
Wow.
will be 11, July 11th.
And would you be comfortable sharing his first name?
Yes, his name is Keandre Moore.
How do you spell that?
Keundre. Last name Moore, Moore.
Okay. Do you have any other kids?
No, he's my last one.
So it's good to know. It's good to make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless
that's your
God
plan.
blesses me, but I'm telling God too, like if my little girl don't got no brown eyes, keep her.
I think that pretty much has covered the questions I had for you today. I guess before we kind of start to wrap up here, what is one thing that you really could have used in that time that you did not have?
Being comfortable with myself. And I say that because sometimes you can't always call someone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always talk to someone. And ignoring your intuition is not always the best. So being comfortable within yourself and confident within yourself, you're able to listen to the things that you need to listen to. And then after that, you can make the play.
And one more thing came to mind here. What would you say is the hardest thing about the experience of being a young parent?
My hardest experience is, I have two.
Mm-hmm.
One for myself and one from him. Myself is trying to stay on task with everything, because these kids, they grow, they go fast, and then on top of like being a single working mom, and on going to school and all of that, like it's hard to keep everything together. As far as my son, the smart mouth, I'm over it. Like, boy, I made you. Like, why you gotta act like your mama? Stop. But overall, it'll get better, because he has such a sweetheart. Yeah. And I know he's just trying to express himself, and he just don't know how, so I have to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah. He's getting ready to enter those teen years, though.
Oh my God. He started middle school this year, and I cried. I couldn't drive because I was crying. He came out to the car, he said, I knew you were crying.
Is there anything I haven't asked you that you really want people to know on this topic?
Not really. I just want to let every girl out there know that if you are a teen mom or older and you were a teen mom, Zoe House and Young Lives, we got you. If you feel like you're at that point of life where you just don't understand, like, we got you. And I'm Nish, so I got you.
Got it. You mentioned that you did have a resource for childcare. Was that through, family, or was that through some sort of program?
It was through a program. So my aunt, she had told me, because my aunt was also a teen mom, and she was like, she was like, go to Westminster. So I'm like, another church. So I went, and I thought she was talking about going to, like, for studies or something. And they took one look at me and my baby, and it was like, come on, let's go. So they took me down to, like, this basement area, and I was lost. I was like, what's going on? And I freshly had my baby. I shouldn't have been outside, but I freshly had him, and I needed to take care of business before school. So I went down there, and it was a lady named Miss Val, and she was talking to me, and she was like, at Westminster, we take the kids, like, they come and pick us up from our homes in their vans, and then they take us to the daycare. We get to settle the baby down, and then grab a little snack to go, so that way we can get on a bus, and then we'll get on a bus, come back to the after school is done, come back to the church, get our kids, and then the van would take us back home. So that was amazing. I didn't know anything about that, but if I didn't have Westminster and Miss Nisi and Miss Val and Miss Margie, like, if I didn't have those three, I probably wouldn't have graduated.
And congratulations on accomplishing that, by the way.
Thank you.
It's incredible. What do you do for a living now?
Right now, I'm currently working at Rivian.
Okay.
I just drive their cars to the customers. But the plan is to go to school as an esthetician, because makeup is my life. I love makeup. I love waxing. I like taking stuff off of people.
Awesome. Well, best of luck in that new journey, and hopefully a new career.
Thank you.
I think that pretty much covers it. Thank you very much for taking the time to come in today. Like I said, I'll edit that down to about 5 to 7 minutes of it.
Okay.
And then there will also be an article that goes up online on WCBU.org. The interview will air tomorrow in our 5 p.m. Half hour. For the article, could I get a picture of you in front of this banner?
Okay, y'all, so I'm leaving now. I can't believe I had my first podcast. Like, that was so amazing, y'all. Like, I cannot believe that. Like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Like, he just keeps blessing me, and I don't understand. I don't understand. But I'm gonna hit y'all back up when I get in the car. Okay, y'all, I'm back in the car now. So, anybody that knows what that sound is, mind your business, not me. But anywho, that's gonna be my intro. It's your girl Nish, and I'm back with another video. And if you don't know, I stay in my business. So if you can't stay in yours, I don't know what to say, but I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, so the podcast today that I had joined, it was WCBU, yeah, and it's for Young Lives. So I had to talk about my life. I had to talk about being a teen mom and all that extra stuff. It will be on the website, yeah. And when I post this video, I'm gonna tag the link down below, because yeah. Somebody calling me. Don't worry about it. But sorry, it's a lot of having two phones. I thought it would be cool, but when it be like one person calling on this phone and another person calling on this phone and one person texting this phone, and then you forgot to text the person on this phone, whoa, okay. But so back to the story. It was about Young Lives that I had joined. I will give y'all a story time on that like later on, because I just want to give y'all a whole rundown of everything, of who I am and where I come from and everything like that. So, and then I will intertwine the WCBU together, so that way it all can make sense. Because if I tell y'all what I said up there, y'all will be like putting pieces together but not really knowing. So I like to not leave anybody left out, so I'll just drop a whole video of a story time, so that way you guys can just get it. You feel me? I'm just so grateful, y'all. Like, this is, so today is Monday. Friday, I had gotten to it with my family, right? My mom and my brother, my little brother. My little brother, I took care of him, like, thick and thin. I took care of him. If I didn't have it, I was going to go get it. Like, took care of him thick and thin. And he's been going through a breakup, so like every little thing that somebody do or say, like, he's snapping instantly. So I've been trying to get him in the calmest matter to just, calm down. Long story short, I got tired of it. I got tired of walking on eggshells around him. So I got angry. I started talking to him, like yelling at him and saying things. And I did not put my hands on him, but I did kick his cord. So that made him hit me from behind. And like, y'all can't tell, but my nose is broken currently. I just got makeup on to cover up the light, like right here you can still see it a little bit, but I didn't put enough on. But it's basically black eyes. It's little light black eyes because my nose is broken. But I'm gonna go get that fixed today. This is not my first time with my nose being broken. My ex broke my nose before, so that's why I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, I haven't went to the doctor yet, and plus I have a high pain tolerance, so like I had cut myself before. And I didn't go to the doctor until 3 days. Like, and I needed 4 stitches. I think 4 to 6 stitches. I didn't care. I'm not gonna lie to you. Did not care. But overall, God just keeps blessing me. Every time something happens bad, me and my mom got into it because she takes up for her boys. Like, I am her only girl, but she does take up for her boys, and she don't really show me the love that she needs to. It's like she treats her boys as if they are girls, and she treats her girl like a boy. It's kind of weird, but I understand it because I could take it. But them boys, they can't take it. They're not strong like me. No offense, and respectfully. But yeah, I'm just so blessed, y'all. I'm so blessed, and I'm so happy. And I know God is just giving me a little taste of something. And me sitting in that podcast room, that podcast interview room, like, it was so amazing. Like, it made me feel like I was at home. It's starting to make me think, like, starting a podcast alone probably isn't a bad idea. But overall, y'all, I just want to thank y'all. This video has been long enough. I'm probably not going to necessarily edit anything. I'm just gonna pull it out because I literally just was like, I was rushing to get here because I was fashionably late. I was an hour and 35 minutes late, fashionably. Okay. You're not important if you don't come late. Okay. I'm just playing. Come early. Stay on time. Be responsible. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. The ones that are watching, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. Please. I love you. Help me and my son. We got a video coming out with him. I'm trying to find the other footage of the video, but I don't know. but I might just post what I have, because we went to the Rod Wave concert back in November, almost a month ago. So, and I still got that footage that I have to put out. So it's like, I got a lot going on. And I just need to sit down and put a planner together, or call my cousin and tell her to plan my life, because she's really good at that type of stuff. She puts me in organization world. Like, she writes it down and I take the paper and I just be like, okay, I gotta do this today. For real. When I get rich, she's gonna be my assistant for sure. All right. You guys have a great day. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back with you guys with another video. Mwah.